On today's show, fight.
When that final buzzer rings, you know it's time for Locked On NBA Game Night. All the post-game reactions to every game across the league, every single night, with insights only the hosts at Locked On can provide. It's the true NBA fans' one stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA Game Night. Tipping off now.
And welcome. You're Locked On NBA Game Night. My name is Nick Angstadt, host of the Locked On Mavericks podcast, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for being in every day or making Locked On NBA your first listen to the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network out there. Joining me, as always, from Locked On Bucks. What'd you see in the NBA tonight, Camille Davis?
I saw some fists being thrown. I saw some bodies being moved. I saw some suspensions upcoming. That's what I saw tonight.
If something weird happened in the NBA and you're like, oh, we should check in on Locked On NBA Game Night tonight, most likely in the last couple of months, you've gotten me and Camille because they've all happened on Monday night. Weird stuff all over. We had a fight between Naz Reid and Mohamed Gay, which was a strange one. Some strange words were said. The Jazz tried their hardest to lose a game and still won it. Will Hardy had some words after that game. And then James Harden called game against the Denver Nuggets. That was a big one, but we've got to start here because the Detroit Pistons got into a little bit of a brawl. And like they're known to do in the past, they got in one, but this was a hard-fought back-and-forth game. This was a great game. We were texting before, and we were like, man, this is like the Pistons were our sneaky good team last year that we kept getting on game nights on Mondays, and then this year it's been the Hornets have been sneaky good. The Hornets were controlling the second quarter, and then the Pistons were winning in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden, fight. Jalen Duren and Moussa Diabate get into it because Moussa Diabate, kind of a hard foul, but just like a normal foul off of a shot from Duren. Diabate fouls him. Duren gets in his face a little bit. Diabate steps up to him. They go forehead to forehead. And then Miles Bridges comes in and like throws both of his arms in like a two-handed punch. Both coaches, all the assistant coaches, every trainer,
security,
every person that ever works for either of those teams that was in the building cleared the benches to try and pull these two guys away, and Jalen Duren kind of pulled away easily. He was like, all right, what's happening? What's happening here? He was definitely the big dog in the fight for sure. Like, He's the one you don't have to pull off because he's not going anywhere. Moussa Diabate, though, was the one that like, hold me back. He was going at it. Miles Bridges continues to run at Jalen Duren, and then they get pulled away from each other, and then Miles Bridges runs at him again at half court on the other side of the court when they're trying to get them back to the bench. Miles Bridges runs at him again, and who comes off the bench for the Detroit Pistons?
Beef Stew.
Who else but Beef Stew comes running at him, and Diabate is still yelling after Jalen Duren as he's getting pulled into the tunnel. LaMelo and Con Campbell run over to try and talk him down. Kuka Hill, Locked On Pistons. Try to make sense of what happened today.
Oh boy, what you got for us?
Locked On Pistons podcast, Camille here. I can't even get the intro out without laughing, bro. I don't even know how to talk about the game, bro. There's no way we can talk about the game. This brawl was maybe the funniest thing I've witnessed all year, bro. I don't have anything to say about the Pistons won. Like, cool. The NBA's treating Stu like he's King Von. like he walks onto the court, everyone's just terrified, bro. Jalen Duren's over here bobbing and weaving 5+ punches. He's looking like Muhammad Ali out here. That was the funniest thing that game was the funniest thing I've witnessed all year, bro. Stu came running out the screen like he was on the WWE ramp, bro. He came in like he was on a Rumble entrance, bro. That was just, bro. If you haven't seen it, bro, you guys, for Locked On NBA, you guys should definitely take the chance at copyright. Wait 30 seconds, bro. Just for 30 seconds. Let them see Stu run out of nowhere onto the screen, bro. It's the funniest thing you'll see, bro.
We're not going to take the copyright. Sorry, Koo. We're not going to take it. But after this, Moussa Diabate, Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart all get ejected. Yeah. The Pistons hold on and they win this game, even though they're all ejected. But we're getting suspensions, Camille.
Oh, absolutely. Like, especially Isaiah Stewart coming off the bench. That's a huge no. You cannot do that. And then too, in the fourth quarter, you get Charles Lee fired up and he gets ejected in that game after he was upset about, I think it was Grant Williams. Yeah. Offensive foul call on him. And he's like, This game has been so physical, so physical. And then y'all call that, and he lost it by that point. And it's crazy because earlier in the game, the first half, I was like, okay, this game is physical, as you would expect with Detroit coming through. But I was like, I'm impressed with Charlotte in this first half because they're not backing down from physicality. And then it tipped over in that third quarter. Once Diabate got mushed in the face by Jalen Duren.
Mushed is a good word.
He got mushed in the face. He lost it after that. He was like just the biggest.
He said something. Duren said something
more than
to
just
him.
a mush. Like
something.
But it was a really entertaining game. And even in the fourth quarter, after it felt like the Pistons kind of wrestled the momentum away in the third and most of the fourth, Charlotte don't quit. They did not quit. And they had an opportunity to try to take this game back. But Tobias Harris hit a big shot that extended that Pistons lead to 6 with like 39 seconds left in the game to kind of ice it for Detroit. But man, the suspensions, like how many games do you think Beef Stew gets? Because people are saying 5, but I think with his previous history, like 7 or 8, I think he's going to get.
Yeah, my first guess was 5 because that's what we've seen before. We've seen it like 1 game, 3 games, 5 games. I feel like what we normally see it in, or if it's like I don't know if we've seen like an on-court altercation happen and somebody get like 10. You know, I think they would have to do something insane. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 5 in that one. But I wouldn't be surprised if they try and make an example and be like, all right. But this doesn't happen very often. Like I don't know that we don't see guys run off the bench that often in the NBA anymore. People pretty much know that this is a big deal. The Hornets, though, they did fight back. They went on a 12-4 run in the end of the fourth quarter. They cut it to 4. That was a huge moment. Mm-hmm. And then you had LaMelo pick and roll with Con Knipple. Brandon Miller misses a 3. Con Knipple gets the offensive rebound, fighting for it. Con misses a 3. The first 3 he's missed all season, I think. Every time I watch him, he doesn't miss a 3. And then on the other end, that shot you mentioned, Tobias Harris just backs down Con Knipple, scores right over the top of him. And Tobias Harris has been a trade candidate a million times over for this Pistons team from everybody that's mentioned him, but he's been really important to this team. After the game, JB Bickerstaff, the coach of the Pistons, said this: our guys deal with a lot. They're not the ones that initiate, and they're not the ones that cross the line tonight.
We watched Jalen Duren mush that man. Come on now, JB. Come on now. Come on now. We have eyes. We can see this.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. We're not the ones that initiated. They sure didn't initiate it, but they sure did finish it. Beef Stew came off the bench and put Miles Bridges in a headlock and sure did finish it.
He tried to. Yeah. But to be fair, too, that Miles Bridges, the last punch he threw at Duren, I was like, Duren didn't even see Bridges. It didn't look like that was almost a sneak. Like, I'm gonna try to sneak up on you.
Punched him in the chest.
And Beef Stew said, "Not sneaking my guy."
Do you think he dislocated one of his fingers?
Did he really?
No. Do you think he did? If I punched Jalen Duren in the chest, I think one of my fingers is getting dislocated. Probably. That's a thick dude.
What a crazy game.
That was a wild one. And go listen to Locked On Pistons, Locked On Hornets. I'm sure that they'll have way more on this because it was just one of those crazy nights. Weird night for the Thunder and the Lakers. Peacock had this game on a national stage, and it was like, all right, here we go. Luka, SGA. Nope, both of them out for this game. And it was LeBron versus J-Dub. Both of them had pretty good games in this one. Let's hear from Andy Kamenetsky of Locked On Lakers. Lakers get a loss in this one.
This is Andy Kamenetsky, co-host of the Locked On Lakers podcast. The Lakers lose 119-110 to the Thunder in LA. No Luka Dončić for the Lakers. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder. The two biggest stars of this game sitting. And the Lakers really lost this game in the first half. They turned the ball over 10 times, gave up 20 points in the process, and they finished the half down 9. Both teams scored 52 points in the second half. So had the Lakers taken better care of the ball, or I guess did a better job defending in transition, might have been a different result. The Lakers also were clearly getting very frustrated over the Thunder's physicality, a lack of calls their way, and what was, by any objective measure, a very oddly, choppily officiated game. It is, to be clear, not the reason the Lakers lost this game, but it was a reason the Lakers were very aggravated during this game. For more Lakers coverage, make sure you're watching Locked On Lakers on YouTube and listening wherever you get your podcasts.
He's got to be clear. He's like, hey, we just want to make sure, because everybody comes at Lakers media. People are like, oh, the refs, you guys get all the free throws all the time. There's no other defense in the NBA where you feel like a 9-point lead is like it's insurmountable.
Right. But that's how crazy this Thunder team is. And honestly, with how many times they turned the ball over, the Lakers did in that first half, 10 times, 20 points off of those turnovers.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like that third quarter where the Lakers got back into it, like Andy said, a big reason that, hey, you only turned the ball over once in the third quarter. Like they were able to go on a 22-4 run over like a 5-minute mark in that third quarter. And that was a moment in the game too that highlighted for me of just like the OKC offense can really slow down when there's no SGA out there. But luckily, Alex Caruso was like the third quarter hero, it felt like, for the Thunder to kind of keep them connected enough so they can pull away in the fourth.
Yeah, and then the hero in the fourth was Jalen Williams, who went out there, got really tough buckets, hit 4 free throws, 10 points in that fourth quarter. The Lakers did something interesting at the end here. Did you hear the thing the other day where Rob Pelinka was like, we can actually play LeBron, Reeves, Luka with Luke Kennard and with Rui, play like a super shooty lineup? Yeah. And I was laughing about it and being like, aha, that's kind of funny. They did it without Luka. They went to a super small lineup with about 2.5 minutes left in this game. Went LeBron, Rui, Reeves, Kennard, Marcus Smart. Like that was kind of interesting to me that they went super small, but they ended up scoring some points. They cut it to a 5 point. They cut it to like 3, and then J-Dub hits a really tough bucket against Reeves, and that pretty much ended it for him.
Now that's a look. I'm interested, especially when Luka comes back. Like that changes the full dynamic of that small ball lineup there. When your point guard is 6'7",
to have
6'8",
shooting, to
and has shooting too. Like we know shooting has been a problem for the Lakers consistently, so it could work in certain situations, and that's one lineup that I think they need to get the reps in ahead of the playoffs to really see what it can do, and also see what that lineup looks like against bigger lineups as well. Like, can you sustain with the small ball? Can your advantages overcome your disadvantages in the situation against some larger teams?
Another team that needs reps going into the playoffs, the Cleveland Cavaliers, get a last-second win against the Denver Nuggets in Denver. We'll talk about that one and more coming up. Locked On NBA Game Night continues next. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night brought to you by ZocDoc. Finding a doctor you can actually feel can feel like discovering a diamond in the rough. Sure, you want someone who's in network, nearby, and has availability, but that's just the start of it. You also want a doctor who listens to you, makes you feel comfortable, explains things clearly, like Billy Kennedy walking up to the scorer's table, explaining a review. You want that kind of doctor talking to you, explaining everything that's going on in your life. That kind of doctor exists, and finding them is easy with ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book high-quality in-network doctors so you can find someone you love without all the hassle. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 150,000 providers across all 50 states. Think about the state you live in. They have it. Covering over 200 specialties from primary care and dentistry, dermatology, and eye care. Dentistry. You don't think about that one. Stop putting off your doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA to find and instantly book a doctor you love today. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA, ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. Thanks to ZocDoc for sponsoring this message, having a name that's hard to say. Today's episode also brought to you by Wayfair. Wayfair, they got just what you need. Anything you could get. I just recently ordered some stuff for my outdoor space. I was like, all right, I need some string lights. I need some outdoor patio stuff. I need a hammock. I need all kinds of stuff because it's starting to get nice out here in DFW, and it doesn't stay nice for very long. So you need to check out everything that you can get for a full home refresh all in one place, whether you're updating your living room, organizing your space, upgrading your work from home setup. Wayfair's huge selection makes it easy to find exactly what works for your style and budget. I love it because stuff gets delivered straight to my house. I don't have to go anywhere at all. I can assemble it myself. I love that part of it. I can get organized, refresh, and back on track this new year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now and shop all things home, WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Thanks for hanging out. This is Locked On NBA. Being part of the show, being in every day. We have a daily show that covers your favorite teams, so go check out that. We also have a ad-free episode of this show for every single show, so go check it out. LockedOnBucks.supercast.com, LockedOnMavs.supercast.com, LockedOnCavs.supercast.com, and you can find the ad-free version of this show and subscribe to the Everydayers Club to get access to that, as well as the Discord. The Mavs Discord was popping today as Mark Cuban may buy the Mavericks. Buy the Mavericks back again. That was a weird one. Let's talk about the Cavs. They get a win against the Denver Nuggets. Let's hear from Danny Cunningham of Locked On Cavs.
Cavaliers get a 119-117 win over the Denver Nuggets on Monday night. And I think this is the win of the year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They trail by 11 points in the fourth quarter in Denver, they looked like a team that was, quite frankly, out of gas. This was the fifth and final game of a long West Coast road trip that spanned 11 days. The team has had its roster not completely turned over, but significantly altered with James Harden coming in. And Harden had some big moments in this game. He had 4 assists in the fourth quarter, hit a couple of threes, including the one that tied the game with less than a minute left. And oh, by the way, he's not yet practiced with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he's had 2 big fourth quarters. Donovan Mitchell gives the Cavs the win, hitting a pair of free throws with just under a second left in regulation. The Cavs moved to 33-21 on this season. They're 12-3 in their last 15 games. They are 16-5 since December 29th. That is all of those numbers. They're the best team in the NBA across all of those spans. Start of the season didn't go as well as anybody thought it would for the Cavs, but lately they've looked like a championship contender, and the win on Monday night in Denver, I think, is another step in that direction.
This was a really good win for the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially considering how involved James Harden was in the last fourth quarter stretch here. The Nuggets had a 10-point lead with about 7.5 left in this game. And with 4.5 left, there was a challenge. Jonas Valanciunas, foul. It ends up getting changed. And then Denver was up by 7, 4.5 left in this game. Harden, drive and kick. Jalen Tyson, 3. Harden, Allen, pick and roll. He gets fouled. Then you get another Harden, pick and roll. Just over and over again, it felt like Harden to Mitchell to Allen. Like that trio was really just working really, really well off of each other. The chemistry that Harden and Jarrett Allen have already is kind of amazing. It's just one of those things that Harden has always been really good with these rolling bigs. And then 30 seconds left. James Harden. Man. You don't think of him as a clutch player, but step back 3, nails it, ties the game. Jokic posts up on Harden switch, kicks out to Tim Hardaway Jr. He misses the 3. On the other end, Murray blocking foul on Donovan Mitchell. Murray goes to the free throw line, knocks down both of them. Onions. 2-point game, ends it. Cleveland Cavaliers get the win. A really gutsy win in Denver when they were down double digits in the fourth quarter.
And we all know Denver is a hard place to play. Like, they remind you all the time of the altitude that you're playing.
They write it on the court.
On the court. And they announce it during the pre, it's just said all the time. They want you to be aware of where you're playing at. And we know the environment in Denver. That crowd is always amazing. It's just a tough place to play. And when you're down 11, 10 points in the fourth quarter, sometimes you can just pack it up and be like, all right, well, a little tired here, been on a road trip, and we're not going to get this one. But Cleveland did not. And to see the flip in this team from the beginning of the season to now and how they're putting it together, they're looking a lot more like the team I expected, although a big piece of that team is different now with Harden being out there. But you pointed to his connection with Allen already, and that was the part of his game going to Cleveland where I was like, hey, him with those bigs, I think that might help to unlock them, because we know Harden can pass and likes to get the bigs involved. So this is a really, really good win for Cleveland.
Absolutely. And Denver was pretty much healthy they didn't have Aaron Gordon. They didn't have Peyton Watson. Those are big misses, but the Cavs didn't have Evan Mobley. So you were playing Jokic, you were playing Jamal Murray, Christian Brown was there. Cam Johnson actually had a decent game. And so you look at this Cavs win and you go, man, I thought that was a really good one for them. And Danny said that they kind of turned their team over. The Harden move just completely changes your team, I think, schematically. But this Cavs team is very different. I found myself watching this game going, man, there's a lot of different players out here. Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Tyson, who's come on strong this year that wasn't really a part of their team that much last year. Naquan Tomlin is part of their team. Again, wasn't a big part of their team last year. Like, this is just a different team than what we've seen in the past from the Cavs. And so for them to get this win, I thought was really good. The Orlando Magic get another win too. This was a big one for them because they just need wins in any way that they can get possible. Philip Rossman-Reich talks about the win for the Magic.
It's Philip Rossman-Reich, the host of Locked On Magic here at the Kia Center, as the Orlando Magic defeat the Milwaukee Bucks 118-99 in a blowout game that was really a classic Magic performance. We've been waiting for the Magic to show us their identity, to show us who they are, who they've been for the last 3 years. And maybe it took Franz Wagner getting back in the lineup and being back in the rotation and back in the fold to give this team this energy. But really, it was their defense that led the way. And that's been the struggle for most of this season, looking for this team's defense to be the catalyst for everything, to stomach things through the bad times. Orlando could not make a shot to save their lives in the first half. They found that rhythm in the second half, in the third quarter specifically, going 6 for 11 from three. That helped them blow the game open. Their defense was rock solid all the way through. They were switching 1 through 5. They were getting stops. They were getting after the ball. They were forcing turnovers, 20 turnovers for 27 points for the Magic. Just a really, really great defensive effort. If the Magic play with this defensive effort, the offense is going to come as they get healthy and as they get everyone back in the fold. This is what the Magic have been waiting for. This is what the Magic have been looking for. 3 straight wins for the first time since December 1st. Orlando will take them no matter who they're against. They need the wins, and they got a big one here with 1 game to go before the All-Star.
Camille, how does it feel that your Milwaukee Bucks are now the get-right-win team?
It's crazy. I did not expect that coming into this season. The only way I saw this was like, hey, if Giannis is hurt, this team ain't got it. And I mean, Giannis has been hurt. They ain't got it. But they're a 500 team with Giannis healthy so far this season as well. But you can't outrun reality, Nick, as much as it might pain me to say or Bucks fans to admit, like, that is who they are at this point. Like, you mentioned the turnovers in this game. First half, it just got them out of rhythm, even though the Magic only got 6 points from those turnovers in the first half. But the second half, 5 turnovers in the third quarter, 10 Magic points. 5 in the fourth quarter, 11 Magic points. Plus, they were able to start knocking down some shots. And the Bucks offense did what it normally does, which is go to ISO heavy. So a good win for Orlando. And the Bucks are going to have a chance for revenge on Wednesday. But not feeling quite confident about that one.
I kind of feel bad for you, but then I remember all the things Giannis has done. Then I guess I feel bad for you again, and then I'm like, this is what it is for the Bucks right now.
It is what it is. Like, either like the Bucks are going to go for a play-in spot once Giannis comes back. They already said it. Giannis ain't going to get shut down. They're going to go for it.
When's he supposed to come back? Like,
They just said after All-Star break. Everything's been very vague around this injury, but after All-Star break is what we're hearing. So should be soon, a couple of weeks at the very latest.
Are you excited about Cam Thomas ISOs while Giannis gets frustrated standing in the corner in the dunker spot?
To hear Giannis complain about this team being too selfish at times.
And then add Cam Thomas.
It's an interesting dynamic, but if you're into the Zodiac stuff, the Zodiac GM, he said that Cam Thomas and Giannis are a great fit. He said they're a great fit.
And they're never wrong, right?
Hey, we got to trust in something here at this point.
Coming up, I trust in Count It Up. We're going to play Count It Up. We're going to count on those interesting, fun things in the NBA. The Jazz, the basketball gods have some things to say about the Jazz. And then more fights. Talk about that and more coming up. Locked on NBA Game Night continues next. Today's episode of Locked on NBA Game Night brought to you by TurboTax. There's been too many times in life where people have tried to do their own taxes and failed. And then you get in real big trouble. So why not let an expert do it for you so you don't get in fights with people that you're maybe filing those taxes with, like the NBA got in fights with each other tonight. With TurboTax full service, you can have your taxes done for you by a local trusted expert start to finish without the stress or the guesswork. They handle everything, W-2s, self-employed forms, and they work to get every deduction for you. You can upload documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. And for a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. They'll take care of it. They'll take it off your plate and get your life back. You don't have to worry about all the forms. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. TurboTax.com/local.
Big chicken, baby.
I think a lot. I'm very smart.
Take that with that.
Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up.
It's Counted Up, where we count on the most interesting, fun things in the NBA. The Utah Jazz are not a fun thing, but an interesting thing because they keep doing this thing. They said this year, hey, we're not going to do the crazy tank stuff that we've done in the past. And guess what? They're doing even crazier tank stuff than in the past. They are leading going into the fourth quarter. They have a 5-point lead in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And Jaren Jackson Jr., Larry Markkinen, Nurkic were all playing really well. Nurkic had 16 rebounds. I think Jaren Jackson had 22 points. Larry Markkinen was their second leading scorer. They were playing really well, playing against this Heat team. And then they don't play the entire fourth quarter. Those three guys. The whole fourth quarter. Will Hardy was asked about that. And then the Jazz end up winning this game, which I don't even know where to go with that karma-wise, but Will Hardy was asked after the game, how close were you to putting Larry Markkinen and Jaren Jackson Jr. back in? And he said, deadpan, right to the camera, I wasn't.
Yeah, no smile, just a statement. It was very much so like Dwight on The Office. It is your birthday. It was very much a definitive statement of there was no thought about that, which again, organizationally, the Jazz have made a decision. And I understand that, the best way to improve when you're a small market, when you haven't been good, is to try to hit in the draft. I get it. But this is crazy. You sat your stars in the fourth quarter when you went into that quarter up. And
they do this at home.
They
do this at home too. That's the thing that I don't get. And so my question, what should the basketball gods do with the Jazz?
Make sure that they do not get a top 3 pick in the draft. Top 4, if possible. It needs to be 5th or worse. Like something has come on, lottery ball. Someone actually bend the corners this time. Let's make sure we go back to the 80s. Let's go ahead and rig this thing a little bit. Make sure the Jazz get punished cosmetically for this one, because this is just disgusting. And it's only February. It's going to get worse as the season continues to go on and the tank race continues to amp up.
Right now, there's like a 4% chance that the Thunder get that pick.
Oh yeah, if it's not top 8, it does go.
It's not top 8, which is why they're doing this so bad. The pick protections are absolutely a big problem. Go listen to Locked On Heat for their. That was an awful loss for them, like an awful loss. Go listen to Wes and David. They'll have lots of things to say about this one. I have lots of things to say about Atlanta versus Minnesota because we had another fight in the NBA. It was going around. Muhammad Gay pushed Naz Reid into tripping over another Hawks player. He falls down. He gets back up. They start pushing each other. They get into a fight. Jock Landale gets caught under both of them for like 30 seconds. He's like between them, like crouched over, and somehow gets caught in the middle. There's another ref that gets caught in the middle of it, and then she just like dips. The whole Minnesota crowd is chanting Naz Reid, Naz Reid, Naz Reid the whole time. Tony Brothers gets up on the scorer's table and gives the review answer. He said, both Reid and Gay were engaged to each other, which I thought was a hilarious wording from Tony Brothers. But another fight in this one. Who did you think won this one?
No one wanted it. This one was just
grade the fight.
This one gets like a 2 out of 5. Like it was entertaining a little bit because of just like they wouldn't let go, and the people who were caught in the middle, like that was kind of funny. But overall, like a 2. It didn't really do it for you. But that was the most like intensity the whole game had because the Wolves were cruising in that game. So a little something just to give you a little extra, make you feel something at the end of that game.
Give you a little something. Let's hear from Ben Beacon on Locked On Wolves about how the Wolves got this win.
After losing 3 out of the last 4 games, the Timberwolves blew out the Atlanta Hawks on Monday night at Target Center. I'm Ben Beacon, host of the daily Locked On Wolves podcast. And a 22-point win is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Timberwolves. No, the Atlanta Hawks did not have Jalen Johnson. They did not have Dyson Daniels. But this was still a much-needed win. It doesn't matter who the Wolves beat at this point. They're playing to their competition regardless. So beating a bad team or, a shorthanded decent team is just as important as beating a good team right now for the Wolves. They got 30 points from Anthony Edwards. The shooting was good early for him, not great late. The Wolves' offense overall was really good in the first part of this game. They scored 41 points in the first quarter and 40 in the second, tying a franchise record with 81 first-half points. The defense was a little spotty early, but it got better as the game wore on. They had a 30-plus point lead in the third quarter. Atlanta made things interesting a little bit in the second half by deploying a zone that messed the Wolves up a little, but they got enough scoring. Also, Ayo Dosunmu, second on the Wolves in scoring with 21 points in his second game in a Timberwolves uniform.
Notable Ayo Dosunmu game from him. And notable also, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors. They did play a basketball game. These two franchises are sure playing NBA players. To what level, I don't know. The Warriors get a 1-point lead. They come back. They were down by 17 at one point. They do come back and get a win. I don't really even know what to say about this game. You had the Pat and Cam Spencer going at each other. You had Draymond Green not closing this game for the Warriors. Right? Steph Curry out in this game, so he wasn't playing. Brandon Podziemski didn't start this game. Like just some strange stuff happening back and forth from this Warriors game. The Timberwolves though, or the Grizzlies though, the reason why they lost this game, they had 6 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. It was just abominable offensive basketball from that team, just back and forth. Kyle Anderson started at center for them. They had Javon Small was closing this game for them. Yeah. What position does Javon Small play? Everybody at home, play this game. We're
giving you time.
There's like 1,200 Grizzlies fans that are like we know, and then that's it. Listening to this show, not that there are 1,200 Grizzlies fans total. I just want to be very, very clear about it. My question for this one is easy. Will any of these players that are playing in this game ever play in a playoff game ever again, Camille Davis?
Oh, on either side or just on
either side? I'm thinking like Draymond Green, Al Horford. I'm thinking of
Moses Moody.
Cedric Coward is stuck on the Grizzlies now.
He got hurt in this game too, so hopefully he's all right going forward. He didn't return, but yeah, I think we see some playoffs coming. Grizzlies in some year, a couple years. We'll see how many of those guys are still around.
A couple is two.
That's a good point.
Now they could get sent to the East.
They could,
with expansion potentially coming.
These teams are going to fight for the East.
They could get sent to the East, so we'll see what happens there. The Pelicans get a win. Let's hear from Jake Madison of Locked On Pelicans. Maybe he's happy for once.
New Orleans Pelicans beat the Sacramento Kings 120-94, and you know what? The Pelicans proved something in this game. I'm Jake Madison, host of Locked On Pelicans. New Orleans proved they're not a bad team. They might not be a good team.
Is Jake recording this like next to somebody recording?
But I don't think they're a bad team. When you have Zion Williamson going for 18 points on just 11 shot attempts, you have Trey Murphy with another easy 21 as well. Jeremiah Fears, rookie off the bench in 30 minutes, 20 points. You have Derek Queen playing well also for this team. Sadiq Bey has kind of been an unsung hero. There's talent here. They're not going to be one of the worst teams down the stretch of this.
That didn't happen in the clip, but it sounds like he's like recording this while someone's practicing the cello in the other room.
Yeah, it's like a sound bath or something. Yes. Like some peaceful meditation going on in the background.
Maybe he needed it. We'll go listen to Locked On Pelicans. He'll talk all about this win. The Kings, though, set a record for the longest losing streak in the Sacramento era. Second worst win percentage of all time right so far this season, behind the 17-win team in 2009. That team had Kevin Martin, John Zalmans, Brad Miller, Andres Nocioni. My question for you, not is this the worst Sacramento Kings team ever? Is this the worst Sacramento Kings vibe team ever?
Oh, yeah, because although
even with the DeMarcus Cousins years.
DeMarcus had that edge though, that even when things got choppy, you were tuned in still because DeMarcus was you didn't know what to expect. This team though, it's just sad hoops at this point. Like even seeing DeRozan during a timeout and he's just like got the towel. It looked like he wanted to just rip the towel and he wasn't even really by the team. He's just kind of walking and trying to figure things out and get his head back in the game. Like, the vibes are terrible right now. I know Sacramento had higher expectations of themselves coming into this season. I mean, even at the deadline than I had of them coming into this season. Yeah. But I think even in their worst dreams, they didn't think that they'd be sitting here a 12-win team in February.
Second worst win percentage of all time for the Sacramento Kings. I want to be very clear on that.
Crazy.
The Nets did have a really bad winning percentage, but they actually just won a game. So let's hear from our guy, Eric Slater, on the Nets win.
The Brooklyn Nets took down the Chicago Bulls 123-115 on Monday night at Barclays Center, winning back-to-back games for the first time in nearly 6 weeks. And the story of this game was Nick Claxton, the Nets starting center, dominating a shorthanded Bulls front court. Chicago was without Zach Collins, also Jalen Smith. Their only available big men were...
They were without Zach Collins.
He said that's enough.
For Gershon Yabusele and Nick Richards, and Nick Claxton took full advantage. He posted a season-high 28 points on 12 of 15 shooting with 10 rebounds and 4 assists. Nolan Traore also steps up big while starting for the Nets, has 13 points and 13 assists. Noah Clowney chips in 23 points. A big night all around for the Nets, getting their second straight win against the shorthanded Bulls squad, setting up a game on Wednesday against the Indiana Pacers that will have very significant draft lottery implications.
Every game apparently has draft lottery implications in the NBA right now. I want to talk about this, though. Colin Sexton kind of went nuts. He had 12 points in the first quarter. He was at the free throw line, and he missed a free throw, and then he looked like he flipped off the rim after he hit a free throw. My question is, do you think that works? Do you think that works for him? Do you think it helps him get the aggression out?
I can't judge him. I am someone who will speak to inanimate objects as well. So, like, I kind of get it. I get it.
Last one, the Portland Trail Blazers win 135-118 against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Blazers had a 49-22 third quarter. Absolutely wild. Toumani Camara had 13 points in that quarter. Denny Avdia had 12 points in that quarter. They hit 8 threes in that quarter. They took 54 threes as a team in this game. They also had 20 offensive rebounds in this game, which was wild. My quick question, how many teams have taken 54 threes in a game going into tonight, Camille?
Ooh. I am
54.
Going all time. That's a lot of threes.
No, just tonight. Just this season. How many?
Oh, this season?
How many have taken 54 threes this season?
I'm going to say 3.
It's 16 so far this season.
You said 16?
Teams that take at least 54 threes are 12-4. Maybe teams should take more threes.
Boy, there's someone out there from the 90s who heard that and they just shook all over. They were just like, how dare you say more?
Games. Only 4 teams ever have had 54 three-point attempts and 20 offensive rebounds in a regulation game.
Crazy.
54. Think about how much do you have to take that many threes and you're getting 20 offensive rebounds.
That's probably how you help to get that many threes, because you get the reload threes off the offensive rebounds.
That's
too.
right. And then the long, rebounds off of the threes help get the offensive rebounds. It all kind of works in tandem, just like Locked On NBA Game Night and Locked On NBA Daily. So listen to those shows. Keep coming back, listening. We have a show for every single one of our teams. So go check it out. Link in the description. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On NBA Game Night.